I've had my ups and my downs in the people that lifted me up and supported me when in my mind I wasn't worthy of the support. I'm here for a purpose. I'm not just here to be for Dave or Dave and Raquel. That's the bonus. I'm here to make the world a better place.
Today we're sitting down with father and daughter duo Dave and Raquel Flower, two agents who prove that it's never too late or too early to build something meaningful in real estate. Now Dave made a bold career change later in life, leaving behind safety of his old profession to start fresh in real estate and discover a new purpose. Raquel, on the other hand, started back in 2015 and quickly grew into a mentor and leader at Keller Williams Corona, where she runs lead generation and helps new agents find their footing. Together they launched the Flower Group, combining Dave's life experience with Raquel's energy and expertise to create a business built on connection, service, and trust. And this conversation will explore what it really takes to start over, how to find momentum when you're new, and the mindset that keeps you moving when things get tough. And if hearing their story sparks something in you, listen to this. Maybe that dream of starting your own real estate career, we can help you make it real. Our pre-licensing courses give you everything you need to earn your real estate license, step by step, with expert instructors who've done it themselves. If you're studying for the state or national exam, be sure to check out our exam prep and crash course, because what happens is these programs will help you pass on your very first try. And once you're licensed, our career building programs help you grow your business, build confidence, and reach the next level faster. Don't forget to subscribe or follow us. Give this video a like, and if you could, leave us a review. When you do, it helps more people discover our channel and podcast so we can continue providing great interviews like this one. If you're ready to start your career or take it to the next level, click the link in the description below. Now let's get started. Ready to rock. Mr. Dave Flower, thanks for joining us today. So happy to have you. Let's jump straight into this. Before you got into real estate, right, you had other career paths. Can you share some of that and how you transitioned into real estate?
So I think I joined the Air Force straight out of high school because I needed the discipline and the learning, and it paid great dividends. So
how did that help you? How did that Air Force thing, because that's really interesting. How did a military life help you with your character, I guess?
A lot.
How?
Well, I was a crew chief working on Rockwell Sabreliner jets, and I've been entrusted with a multi-million-dollar platform, and I had the ability to clear it to fly or to stop it from flying based on the condition. And to be able to do that, you have to understand the aircraft inside and out, extensive training, and you have to do things in an organized and procedural manner. And I was excellent at that in the end.
Okay, so that was a nice skill set that you accomplished a certain feat, a certain task. How did the military help you as an individual? What'd you learn?
Well, you don't know you've learned it until after you're moved on and it's not present.
Right.
You have to be at a certain place at a certain time. You can't be late to the military. You can't call out to the military. Sure, if you're sick, but boot camp is all about one guy getting 50 guys to work together in unison.
Do you remember those days at boot camp?
You bet.
Was it a challenge?
Yes.
Really?
I started off as a squad leader, but I marched like a snake per my drill instructor. So I lasted a grand total of about 4 hours as a squad leader.
Oh,
and they picked them because you're the tallest. So, which was fine. But, I'm sleeping in a room with 50 people I don't know. And kind of like our real estate classes, you're bringing people together and trying to get us all to the same place at the same time.
Got it. So you learn, I'm assuming, discipline, you learn teamwork, you learn to be responsible, be on time. Those are the type of traits, I guess, you could take into a real estate career. So now speaking real estate, what intrigued you about real estate and how did you get involved in real estate?
Well, this is a great question. So my daughter Raquel has loved real estate from day one, second one, moment one. She infatuated it. A natural salesperson. She's got the best of her mom and the best of me. And she started real estate in high school still, working with an agent. And funny enough, it was always with Keller Williams. And it stuck. She's got her degree in real estate. And her passion, her success. I was always in the fringes, if you will, out there in her world. But the opportunity to join together with her. We've done a number of real estate transactions as a family.
Well, you mentioned her passion. What about your passion, Dave, for real estate? When did that come? When was the aha moment when you were doing your previous career path and you said, you know what, I'm done. I want to go do real estate?
I was retired and playing with my Mercedes. I like restoring Mercedes.
What do you got? What year is the Mercedes?
Well, my favorite cars are 2005 C230. It's a compressor. It's supercharged.
Oh.
And I actually rebuilt that engine. Didn't go to the shop except the machine shops. I literally...
With your hands on that motor?
Yes, sir.
Mother of mercy. Only because I like classic cars. I have 4. I like, yeah, I know. But I don't get my hands, I don't know what I'm doing. So I take them to the shop. But anyways, go ahead.
Well, Raquel would probably prefer I use the shops a little more. But
yeah.
So it was COVID time, and I realized I really missed the connection to being at work. And it was an opportunity. Raquel's business was expanding rapidly. She was on her own. And it was an opportunity to bring together my business side, because I built a business with my brother, and to inherit what we've always loved, the thrill of real estate. And the chance to practice it with Raquel, that's an opportunity you can't say no to.
Right. And let me take you back to those days, 2020, when you're thinking about getting your license. You knew you had to get your 3 certificates to qualify for the state exam. Mm-hmm. Picture yourself back then studying. I mean, you're retired and you're going back to school, kind of, sort of, right? I'm assuming that may have been challenging, right? When you first started real estate, got your license, you're excited, yeah. And you go over to your daughter, Raquel, look, I passed. What were you feeling? Were you scared to join a new career? Was it awkward? Was it exciting?
No. So, first of all, I did a passion degree in my 50s, interior architecture. Oh. So I'm attracted to learning, and the Air Force brought a lot of that to me as well, as did AYSO, another story. She said, hey, you should start at the office. So I actually had been in the office for 6 months ahead of time and was getting to know the people. And I got to tell you, our office is so energized, and there's so many experts and wonderful people. It was a terrific experience studying there. And we opened that to our students as well today. Every class, you're invited to be in our office and to be surrounded by the experts and utilize them. Right. There's a big commitment.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Of course.
You know, the world right now, it's, there's so much going on. And people have their careers. People have worries about this and that. But we all know that at the end of the day, it's all about family, right? We get to go home to our family. We can depend on our family. How's it feel working with a family member? How does it feel to work with your daughter who won't let you down?
It's one of the highest privileges in my life. And I know we get busy. When we squabble, they're not pretty, but it's not that often. And when we do, I think we both know we need to circle back and fix it. So it's a high honor, it's a high privilege, and I don't take a moment for granted.
Yeah. My sons are older, and I had my oldest son work with me in real estate, and I thought, man, almost put me to tears that he would decide to do that. Now, he doesn't do it anymore because he had his own goals of, different things, but it was a privilege, right? Yeah. And you guys now have a group that you do together. You guys decided to team up and...
Yeah, we've built the Flower Group, and it's going to be an evolving process, because at the same time, Raquel was requested to step up. She has leadership experience in our agency, and they needed her to take over the team leader's position. And so now more than ever, it's instrumental to integrate myself fully, and we're going to have to leverage into other people. And we're exploring what that looks like and how we go about doing that successfully.
Right. Hey, let's talk about when you first got your license again. I want to go back to that. Any fears you had back then? Any fears when you first got your license? As far as, I don't know, one of my fears was, well, nowadays it still is a fear. Technology, learning, computers. Was any of that a fear in you?
So in the 80s and 90s and aughts, I was a techie.
So, you were?
Yeah. Okay. My brother and I formed, we were some of the early adopters of 100% desktop publishing. So we built an agency with all Macs. We were in Steve Jobs' outer circle, not in the the top 50, but we were beta involved in a variety of products that complement digital publishing. And so it was a thrill. So I consider myself a techie, but in class a month or so ago, we're playing a video and I'm trying to lower the volume and on the keyboard. And every time I lower it, the screen's flashing and the students are losing it. They're cracking up. And so this is one of the things they do back to me. And so I'm not a techie anymore, but we are a tech business. Keller Williams is a tech company, and even U.S. Real Estate Training is a tech company. We utilize technology. I love it, but I have to learn my way.
What about those who don't know technology, right? And they're afraid that might be a challenge if they get into real estate. Because we all know those in real estate, you got to have your smartphone, which I'm still learning. You got to have your computers, and then the ones that fold, laptops. What do you tell those out there who are, challenged with the tech world and they want to get involved in real estate?
They should. Technology drives the world whether you realize it or not. And you can be taught and trained, and we have fabulous trainers in our office. Take advantage of the resources we offer and ease your way into technology, because you're going to have to use it to succeed in real estate.
I quote what you just said. You can be taught and trained. That true?
100%.
Boom, love it. Next one, how about this one? Was there ever a time where you said, what the heck was I thinking? Why did I get involved in this real estate career? Did you ever regret your decision to get involved in real estate?
No, but I certainly have no regrets at all. Again, the opportunity, Raquel and I have always been close at, I'm not sure, have just had a natural, significant connection above and beyond just what many may have. And the opportunity to work with her in probably my last dance of my career, it means the world to me. No, I trust her 100%, even though sometimes she doesn't, in the moment, we don't always see eye to eye, but it's a gift. I would say the biggest adaptation for me, and I've changed the question on you just a little bit,
all right,
is I liked my weekends. I like my cars. I like to play golf. And those have to take a back burner. So the weekends are when we do real estate. And Monday to Friday, that's when we do real estate. And 10 o'clock at night, if I'm getting a text, I'm at a minimum getting back to them and saying, on text, we'll do it first thing in the morning. So learning to communicate. I didn't have to do texting at Disney. Everything was set and established. I had my team around. It's all good. Here, we are the team. Right. So if somebody needs my help, I'm going to answer the phone. Okay,
well, let me ask you on that then. It sounds like you're a very busy person, and your team is a busy team. Right. Well, hold on a minute. But life also, we deserve a time off. Now, you just said you have weekends packed with appointments, packed with open houses, I'm assuming. How do you balance all that, man? I mean, you got a great daughter who probably wants to have some fun with her father. You're married, I'm assuming.
Yes.
So you have the hats of a husband, the hat of a father, the hat of a real estate agent, the hat of an educator with U.S. Realty Training, and you're the best. You're one of the best we have. I mean, how do you balance, or how do you include free time for yourself?
Funny you should mention that. So as I'm ramping up in a much quicker manner now with Raquel, and now that we have new material at U.S. Realty Training, I'm ramping up that as well. It's hard. And Raquel's a little bit ahead of me in this process. She's starting to find her piece as team leader, business owner, and 330 agents calling her for questions and help. I'm at a point where I'm starting to fully saddle up to everything and adapt to our new material. I'm not there yet. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. My next vacation's probably going to be, well, I have to do something before that. Family reunion in February.
Don't you have to ask the boss when you're going to take time off? Your daughter? Right?
She's going to Spain and Italy. Where are you going? France?
I'm going to France and Switzerland.
Okay. I need to take my wife on a vacation. There's another daughter that needs my attention too in our house. It can't just be all Raquel.
Are you having fun with this career?
Yes.
Yeah. Aside from all the work, you're still having fun?
I'm building the fun. The fun comes when you take everything at scale, and I'm building the scale. We were just at a training this week, and I'm fascinated by integrating AI at a much higher level than most real estates do into our business. That is way fun for me. I want to build something that when I move on, the gears are in place, the personnel are in place around it, so Raquel can run the enterprise without me.
You keep bringing
She probably could, but...
But you keep bringing up your daughter, and it sounds like you have a nice time working with her. Would you recommend others who are watching this right now, and they're thinking, man, maybe I could do this with my husband, or I could do this with my whatever, another family member. Would you recommend that? Because some people can't work together. Family can't work together. I've worked with my wife for 30 years in real estate. Never bothered me a bit. I hope I didn't bother her, but it works. Would you recommend that to anybody?
Yes, if the opportunity presents itself. And I've been given a free ride of sorts. I didn't have to come and find 3 clients in 90 days. They were already built in, and it's one of my growth areas. But yes, if you have a chance to do something significant with a family member, it could be whatever, a best friend, do it.
What if they're just like you? Are you stubborn?
Yes.
What if your offspring is just as stubborn as you are? How does that happen? How does that work out? We can skip that question if you want.
She's probably more stubborn.
I need to learn that, and I'm constantly evolving. I need to recognize her expertise in the career field and let go of my interpretation of something. And
is it tough to do that, you being the father? And this is actually a pretty good avenue I'd like to travel. If you allow me. Yeah, you don't have to answer.
You go. We're answering.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
As a father, because I'm a father of 3 grown men on the 30s, you always want to fix everything. Don't worry about it, I got it. Don't worry about it, I'll take care of it. You're worried, I'm going to make that worry go away. I'll take care of it. In this case, it's not that way. It's almost flipped. Is that interesting to deal with?
Oh, but sometimes when Raquel's talking to me, she doesn't want me to fix it. She wants me to listen.
Does she let you know?
We're getting, I'm not, she's letting me know, but I'm not seeing the signals.
Got it.
So, look, I want to learn. If you stop learning, what is life about?
Yeah.
I want to learn and I want to grow. I'm not the quickest at these things, but it matters. It really matters. So yes, I'm in for a penny, in for a pound.
You said it yourself. You want to learn and you want to grow. I dig that. Fantastic. Hey, listen, what's been your biggest surprise since you started this real estate career?
Level of senses and skills you have to bring together on sometimes a moment's notice. We wear so many different hats. We have to keep them in understanding with their lender. Look, it's us and the lenders that we talk to the clients the most. If it's a divorce, very sensitive ground. We're coming to a period where there may be a significant rise in foreclosures. One of the things I think successful people need to look at, they're giving up the home they thought they were going to live in forever. And not only do I want to make that as pleasant as I possibly can, but how can we make sure you land on your feet some way, somehow? So we're therapists. I'm an architect. I have an engineering background too. I'm looking at all these things.
Well, hold on, let me add something. You're also an educator. What I mean by that is you're also an actual educator in the classroom for U.S. Realty training. So I want to go to that angle with the students, right? So you have these students in front of you. In a sense, you're kind of mentoring them, right? You're pre-mentoring them, although they don't have their license. You're giving them the scoop as to what to expect, right? That they got to work with passion and they got to learn the industry. They got to learn technology and all the things that we discussed. What's the most inspiring thing about teaching?
The connection with the students.
Tell me more. What do you mean the connection?
So class 1, you don't know what you have. It's 1/3 of the class is new. And so the energies are always interesting, class 1. And I got to tell you, the class that started this week, I was worried. I came home and said, I don't know if I'm reaching this class. This wasn't my best game. Class 2 was last night. And boy, they came around. I mean, they were with me. Maybe it was the full moon on Tuesday. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
But, I was a little worried. And last night was such a sense of relief. And we were just covering the new ethics laws, the new chapters you built. And I'm glad we're doing it. It's great. It's an interesting subject because it's a very diverse class. And I want to make sure we're doing it with respect for all.
That's actually a good topic in the curriculum. I actually enjoy that one too. It's important.
Yeah, it's super important.
Yeah. It seems like you really care about these students and where they're heading with their futures.
100%.
I would tell my students when I was in the classroom teaching, I would tell them, I have no doubt you're going to get your license. You're going to get your license. You're going to get it, right? It's what you're going to do with it afterwards. A lot of you don't have that motivation. You fizzle out. And that's because you don't have the right mentor or the right brokerage, So I know you're going to get your license. It's are you going to work it? Are you going to really, really work it? I mean, you earned it. Why not go out and make some money? Change some people's lives. And that's where my concern was. Do you have any concerns like that when you're teaching your students?
Of course. It's funny you should mention that. You know the ones that are going to make it. And you know the ones that are probably going to be successful. They're not afraid of the phone. They're just things. You talk. After class, it's not uncommon for 3 to 6 people want to talk about something. And you can really get to know their lives. And if we can prepare them, and another area I'm developing over and above material is how do you select the right brokerage? Because I hear their answers. Yeah, what are the splits? That's about question 15. The big question, number one question, what brokerage is going to bring out the success in you and guide you to becoming producing? And that hasn't been getting through well enough. And a lot of people come thinking, I just got to get through this darn class so I can get my license and then put my picture on a business card and pop up a sign and I'm a realtor.
That's not the way it works.
No, sir. So it's very important that we set them up to succeed from the school. And I keep in touch. And we have events to get them back in touch. And if you start with we want you all to come to our brokerage because you will succeed if you participate. But you've got to take the keys from the people that are holding them out.
Let's jump into that category. You just said succeed. Let's talk about success. What does success mean to you? What is a successful agent to you?
A successful agent is able to support their lifestyle, has found a calling to real estate, recognizes this is where I belong, and always learning, always asking questions. I'm dealing with people at the front side. And then when you mature, you got to adapt. AI wasn't here 3 years ago.
That's good.
AI is the future now.
You got to adapt. I like that.
And I've had 2 big immersions into AI in the last 2 months. And I got to tell you, I'm stoked, but it's going to be, most of my people don't want to touch it. And that's okay. The phones still work well, but there are other methods that are going to, in 10 years, be prevalent.
Let's talk about your family life and how important support is for your new career, right? Is it important? Do you get the support that you need?
Yes.
And if somebody's jumping into something new, because I've had people come to my class and they don't have that support. In fact, many of their family members would be telling them, why are you doing that? You're not going to make it, right? They doubt. I doubt you have the people doubting you. How important is support?
Support for me, I probably take advantage of the support my wife gives me and don't mention that enough. Happily married, 1 wife. Sure. And the students that I know are coming from not the best places, I take a keen interest in. And I try to keep them closer because you don't know who. They're wired to things have not been as good as I had growing up. And they don't know what success tastes and feels like. And it's easy to get overwhelmed in this process. And I want to make sure I'm connected to them in particular because some of them could be amazingly excellent. Here's another thing where our industry is in high need. All the people coming to our class, how many people are working all day, Monday to Friday? It's a bunch of hands. How many people If we had training classes at night, could escalate and elevate their career much faster. Boom. The ownership of our agency, we don't own the brokerage. It's a pro-group company. This corporation is 1,000% behind this. So we brainstormed, we call it Keller Nights. And this week, we launched our first Ignite class, thinking maybe there'd be 10 people. So we're training 60 people Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays between the two classes. Of course, we're off on Monday, but so we've got 2 big conference rooms. One we have to rent because we thought 10, there's like 35 in that class. You come over to our class, we got 30 students learning real estate. That's something. We're onto it. We're going to build the infrastructure around it, and we're going to help people that maybe didn't have that opportunity to get into the industry for real.
Why are you a giver? Why do you want to give so much to these students? Why do you want to make people better? We appreciate you, and we just love having you here at U.S. Realty Training, and I'm being quite honest. I'm being frank. And it's difficult to find educators like yourself, right? I've been in the educational field for a mighty long time, 35 years and change. And I could see that you wear your heart on your sleeve when it comes to these students. Why? Why not just mind your own business and go out and make some money with your daughter?
I've had my ups and my downs, and the people that lifted me up and supported me when in my mind I wasn't worthy of the support. I'm here for a purpose. I'm not just here to be for Dave or Dave and Raquel. That's the bonus. I'm here to make the world a better place, especially right now. We're so polarized. I'm embarrassed for my generation because I always believed my generation was going to get it almost on the right track, and Raquel's generation was going to put us all the way forward. And it's never been more important to contribute in positive ways to people's lives than right now.
Was it difficult to start something new? Already retired? I mean, you could have went off and played golf the whole day.
No, I recognized by the end of COVID, I was hungry to get back into the office. Yes, I don't adapt as quickly as I do. I don't remember things as well as I used to. At night when I'm tired, sometimes I have a hard time finding words. And if they know, they help me. I've got key students that you lean on for that. Right. It's harder, and you're recognizing your own mortality in the process. And so it raises the bar. I want to leave my wife fully set. I want our kids to be able to have their kids. Generational wealth is important to me. And I'll be honest, we were well on our path to that, and life throws you curves.
Right.
And that's okay. It's not every business is about solving problems. It's not about the problem. It's about how you're going to come out on the other end.
What kind of advice would you give to somebody who's retired and just, getting bored, the kick in the can, like, I got to do something with my life. I need to get back in the game. What advice would you give them since you've been through it? We
had one client where the husband is an executive in grocery store chains. He was retiring, and he was going to be our first member of the Flower Group. Well, he ended up taking a job in North Carolina, and so we still keep in touch with him. I miss him. It was going to be a great friend for me. Everybody's my friend. My clients are my friends. My students are my friends. And I missed the opportunities that we would have had, but I wish him well, and they're very happy in North Carolina. So do it. Do it. Don't shy away from the career. Look, I firmly believe ultimately I'm probably going to live longer because of what I'm doing now.
Really?
I believe so. It fuels so many areas of my life that if I slow down, I'm going to get bored. I need things to keep my attention.
We're going to finish off with this question. Sure. Here we go. What is it about real estate that energizes you? Is it the business part of it? Is it the people part of it? Is it working with your daughter part of it?
The part that fuels my soul is getting people into a home they didn't think possible. Helping people after the sale in a way they didn't think possible. the friendships you get with your clients. You know, it's funny, it's like with the students. By the end of the 3 months, they want to come back. And I'm sad to see them go. And the atmosphere changes at the start of every new unit, but you find your new friends. It's the connection.
The connection.
With my daughter, with business, with my clients, with my coworkers.
What a great way to conclude this interview, with connection. I appreciate your time, Dave.
Thank you, Robert. It's been a pleasure.
And we're excited to have you here at the U.S. Realty Training Team. You teach out of the
Keller Williams Corona.
Corona, which is here in Southern California.
Yes, sir.
Right? They can find you on our website at usrealtytraining.com. Look you up. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Robert. It's been a pleasure.
You got it. Raquel Flower, thank you for joining us today. It's a pleasure having you here. I just had this incredible interview with your dad, Mr. Flower, Mr. Dave Flower, and that was so enlightening. I got to know him better, but now we want to get to know you better. So I want to ask you some questions, and I hope you enjoyed this interview. Now, you went to college. Your story is completely different. You went to college to study real estate.
I did.
What? And why?
Well, I'll be honest, the passion started long before college.
Really?
I was the weird kid that loved looking up homes on Zillow for fun. I did that for fun. I found that I would look at homes all over the country. I just wanted to know what's the market like in different areas, what's happening with the housing in Chicago, California. So I enjoyed home.
When did that start with you?
The day I was born.
Really?
I don't know. It's something in me. Even when I was younger, I've always loved sales. I've loved people. So I figured if I'm going to go to college, I want to enjoy my time. So let me do something I'm passionate about. And I got a business degree, and I emphasized in real estate and urban planning.
Wow. So they actually have a course.
They did. I don't know if they do at this time. Back when I was in college, there was not many schools on the West Coast that offered something that emphasized specifically in real estate. And Arizona State, where I went, was one of a few that I could find. And so you were able to specialize your business degree in different emphases or different topics. So I chose real estate.
Your real estate career now, you work with your father.
Yes.
What's the best part of doing that?
Well, honestly, my dad and I have always had a very close relationship. I was definitely a daddy's girl growing up. Because we have such a close relationship, even when he wasn't working with me, I would naturally go to him to discuss, things in business, things in real estate. He was very much my confidant in that area. So it did seem like a natural progression. We've always eventually talked about working together in some way. So it did just organically happen when he semi-retired and essentially got bored.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. This is really cool. It's interesting to me. Dad's dad. Dads want to love you and hug you. They want to make sure you're having a fantastic life. What's the first real estate lesson you gave your dad, and was that difficult to do? In a sense, you were teaching him, right? You were teaching him the ropes.
Yes, and in a sense, I now was the boss.
Right.
The student became the teacher.
Right.
Yes.
How was that?
Interesting. There's moments where we would go through where I'd have to pause and think, okay, I want you to be my dad here. I want you to be the one that's just encouraging me. But there's times where I had to kind of turn the table and say, hey, this is the order of operations on how we do things. So there was a little adjustment there.
How do you mingle that? How do you not cross the line?
We do.
You brought this up, so it's really neat. How do you say, nope, today I'm going to be, the realtor to my father, or I'm going to be the daughter?
It's not so much day by day, it's hour by hour, minute by minute. You got to make those adjustments.
How do you do it?
Practice. It's certainly failing forward, if you will. There's certainly times where we both kind of look at each other and say, okay, we got to hit the pause button here. I want my dad right now, or I want my business partner. Uh-huh. So you have to walk that line, but really it's just about making the mistakes and failing forward and figuring it out together.
How'd you get your first few clients? You've been in the business now, 10, 11 years?
Yep, 11 years.
What population did you go after in your first few deals?
Sure. So I was young when I got my license. So I was 22. I didn't have a whole lot of friends and family around me looking to buy houses. So I made a conscious decision. I needed to get around people that want to buy and sell on some level. So open houses was my jam. And I still to this day do many open houses.
What does that mean, your jam? For those of us who don't know what your jam was.
I love it. I love working in open house. It's an opportunity to get to know the inventory where you're at, but then you are getting face to face with people on some level are saying, I have an interest in buying or selling real estate.
How old were you when you got your license?
22.
Now let's go there. People who are watching now and they might be young and they might be saying, who's going to take me serious? I'm 22 years old.
Yes.
I'm 21 years old. I had a student once, listen to this. I had a student once who came into my class. It was very first class. I think it was actually a career seminar, people who were interested. And he came in and I said, don't forget, you got to be 18 years old when you get your license and so on. Anybody here not 18? It was a joke. And he raised his hand. And I said, are you serious? And he says, yeah. I said, how old are you? He said, 17. I said, wow. And he said, this is my mother here with me. She's chaperoning me here. Wow. So there's some people getting their license at 18 years old.
Yeah.
Was it difficult to find clients when you were so young? I mean, how do they trust somebody who's so young?
Yeah, it's a mental game for sure. And I think I mentally was putting the block, what I call my drunk monkey. My drunk monkey was telling me they aren't taking me seriously. They don't want to work with me. Why would anyone want, I haven't even bought my own first house. Right. Why is someone going to trust me with that decision? But I really think that surrounding yourself with the right people, with the right brokerage, that's the critical piece, because you can lean on them believing in you even when you don't always believe in yourself to do it.
Well, let's be specific. What can a brokerage, the right brokerage, do for a younger real estate agent?
I think the important thing that you need to look for is somebody that has a known name recognition in your area that you want to work. And the biggest thing is you want a brokerage that's going to support you and give you the proper training, especially if you're on the younger side like I was. Because at that point, you're not breaking old habits, you're building new habits. Right. You want to make sure you're building the right foundation of habits. And so finding the right brokerage that can give you those habits, the right ones early on, is what's going to set the pace for your career.
Got it. Now, you grew up here in Southern California?
Yes.
How did that shape the way you work, connecting with the Southern California vibe, I guess? Yeah.
Well, I'm born and raised here. I'm born and raised in Orange County. So you have that SoCal vibe, if you will, kind of just built in, I think. Because of my interest in real estate, I was always looking up houses all over. But what's interesting is we consciously kind of placed ourselves in Corona. And the reason we did is Corona is central from Orange County all the way through to the desert. And that's where the majority of our clients are. And those markets are very interconnected. So you're working with people that are maybe working in Corona or working in Orange County, but living in Corona, but they play in the desert. So you want to be able to hit all that. So I think living here, I was able to recognize that many people that live by the beach like to vacation out in the desert. And vice versa.
Yeah, you're right.
So you have
like Palm Springs even, right?
Yes.
You're right. People go to, I don't know why, but people go to Palm Springs to have fun.
Yeah, and vice versa too. They come out to the beach to have fun, those that are out in the desert. Right. So you know those inner workings because you were born and raised and lived here.
Was real estate, has it been what you expected when you got out of college?
No.
It wasn't. What did you expect and how was it different?
I actually expected it to be hard. I think a lot of people expect you could just put a sign in the yard and it's easy. I did expect that it was going to be a lot of work. What I didn't expect is how many hats you have to wear, how many skill sets you have to hone, because you are working with people that are purchasing probably the largest asset, the largest amount of money that they're ever going to spend. That's emotional. That's hard for people. So you have to be able to still have the business acumen, but you're having to also really manage emotions. I didn't expect to have to manage so many emotions in the process.
Speaking of so many emotions, I'm guessing it's because you wear so many hats. Give me a list of the hats that you wear. Maybe five hats you wear.
Negotiator.
All right.
Therapist. Market educator. Market, what professor we'll call it. You need to know and understand the market. And friend.
Oh.
You got to be their friend.
Why is that so important? I agree with you. Why is that so important, to be their friend?
Because people work with who they like and trust.
Is likability a big factor in this?
Absolutely. And by the way, just because maybe somebody thinks I'm not the most outgoing, maybe I'm not the most talkative person, that's okay, because you're going to connect with other people that aren't like that too. There is a realtor out there for everybody, for every personality type. So the people that I work with is going to be totally different than, for example, the people that my dad connects with. because we have two different kind of personalities. But it's a nice yin and yang.
Right. Let's stay on that theme of hats. Is it different hats when you're working with a first-time home buyer and an investor?
Definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
You're a realtor, but now you have a different hat on for each.
Yes.
Can you explain? Have you worked with an investor, and how did that work?
Yes. Well, with an investor, it's bottom line. It's what's the profit margin here? Is this going to fit into the very particular box financially of what makes sense? A first-time home buyer's walking in and they're thinking about how they feel in it. I can envision my life here. I can envision my Christmases here. I can see my family sitting at the table. The investor's not thinking about that. The investor's thinking about what's the bottom dollar here? Does this financially make sense?
So your conversations are completely different with these two groups, right?
Definitely.
Do you have to adjust your personality for these two groups?
A bit, yeah. I think you just have to focus on different strengths that you have. I'm a big believer in the DISC profile, the DISC. Yeah. So we all kind of fall into one of those four categories, if you will. A lot of people kind of have two. And so you're going to probably lean into one of the four depending on if it's an investor or a first-time home buyer. And they're two totally opposite ends of the personality profile.
Right.
Yeah.
You also wear the hat of a leader at your brokerage. You work with a lot of new agents. What's one piece of advice you'd give new agents? I think about that. That's a loaded question, right? Yeah. And I don't know who gave you advice when you were 22 starting out, but let's dish out some advice to those who are out there thinking about getting into this career. What do you got?
The piece of advice I would give is to never stop learning, because no two deals are the same. There's always going to be something that comes up in a transaction, even 11 years down the line, that you've never experienced before. So you never want to stop learning. And my dad has said to me, if you stop learning, you're not growing. Right. So I think that's very true in real estate. I don't care if you've been in it for a day or 100 years. You never stop learning.
Well, let's get specific. Let's assume somebody starts their career. They got their license. Yay, they're excited. They join your brokerage. Let's get specific. What's one thing they should really focus on the first 90 days of their career? The first 3 months, you're going to tell them, you're going to sit them down and say, listen, I don't want you to overlook this. Boom, this what?
You are not so much in school focusing on how do I write a contract and how do I negotiate and communicate that effectively with my client or the other agent. I tell my agents, you need to do 10 practice offers in your first 90 days. That means I want you to find a house on the MLS. I want you to write me an offer and send it to me. And we're going to talk about it. We're going to go back and forth. I want you to negotiate with me like I'm the agent on the other side. I also think that you have to educate yourself on the market. So preview as many properties each week as possible, because expertise on something, knowledge about something is going to overcompensate your lack of experience.
Right. Yeah. Now, experience and learning all these techniques with contracts, they could be learned, right? We could teach that.
Yes.
What about personality? Being a people person, can we teach that, or does it matter?
I think you can to a degree. Does it matter? I don't know. I think that what matters is you want to be authentically yourself, because again, you're going to connect with somebody out there. So not necessarily change your personality, but get to know what the different personalities are.
Do you find yourself, speaking of personality, approachable as a leader? And sometimes you have to be serious at your business, right?
Yes.
How do you manage people approaching you with their problems and wanting help, and you wanting to be serious and say, hey, we gotta start producing here? Yeah. Is that a challenge?
Of course. One of the Keller Williams mottos, though, is to seek first to understand. So I always come from a place of, I want to hear you out and understand where you're coming from, because sometimes what they're saying is not always the full story. So you got to understand a little bit more about why it is that they're sharing this with me. And then we can start digging into, well, let's talk about your production. Let's talk about how we can coach you to the next level. What's
one of the mistakes you see new agents make often? Whether it's marketing or any aspect of real estate.
Well, there's two, and I definitely made probably both mistakes as a new agent. The first thing is to lead with revenue. Don't go spend a bunch of money on leads. Don't go spend a bunch of money on marketing. Get your first deals done and use the money that you're making to then fund some of the, additional marketing and activities that you want to do. So that's one. You want to lead with revenue. The second thing is you want to make sure you don't get so distracted and busy with the transaction that you forget to keep generating more business.
Oh, your pipeline.
Yes, because then you're going to close escrow and all of a sudden you're going to be unemployed again because you got nothing in the pipeline, you got nothing in escrow, and you're starting the cycle all back over. So that's when the business goes like this.
Right. So you're telling me if you don't have a pipeline, it's feast or famine.
Yes, absolutely. And we see that a lot in real estate. And I certainly made that mistake. You get so busy with, gosh, there's so many repairs, the home inspection, the termite inspection. Well, now I haven't prospected or generated any leads for a couple weeks. And now the pipeline's dry.
Well, let's talk about the importance of delegating.
Yes.
Is it important for an agent to delegate some of their stuff? To trust a partner, or to trust their escrow officer?
Yes, I think building the right team around you. And when I say team, it's the title officer, it's your transaction coordinator, it's the escrow officer, it's, the staff at your brokerage. Build your team.
It's your dad.
It's my dad, yes.
And does your team, do you believe in the strength of your team?
Absolutely. So I think what's unique is that you need to build into having somebody like my dad who does operations. He's incredibly business minded. I'm a person that I'll do it and figure it out later. My dad's like, no, let's be methodical about this. Let's actually figure out a plan. So he brings that great marriage together in our business. So then he kind of helps me with those blind spots, if you will.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you should go and hire somebody fresh out the gate. You got to build into that.
Got it.
Yeah.
In your personal perspective, what do you enjoy in the real estate field as far as the niche? Do you like working with investors, probate sales, short sales, foreclosures, first-time buyers, sellers? If you had to pick one and you were going to specialize in it, they're going to say, we're going to call Raquel Flower because she specializes in this area. What would it be?
Well, I love them all, but if I had to choose a favorite, I do love first-time home buyers. There's something about working with people that are really kind of opening and starting their wealth journey and getting that first home, because owning a home is a huge, huge investment and vehicle, if you will, to building future wealth. A legacy, you're building generational wealth. And that's a big deal for some people. So first-time home buyers, it's such a exciting, momentous occasion. Sometimes sellers, it's not so exciting. Sometimes it's not so happy.
Right.
With a first-time buyer, it's always happy. It's always exciting. It's very emotional. So I do love a first-time buyer. I think probably because my roots, my start as an agent, I started with open houses. So I worked with a lot of buyers naturally. So it's always been close to my heart. I do love the first-time home buyers.
That was always my favorite, was buyers.
Yeah.
You have a connection. Yeah. You create a relationship. You start to feel their excitement, right? Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, I just love it. Let's talk about confidence. Confidence and how important that is in anything. Somebody who's going to cook their first extravagant meal, as a chef, they have to be confident. Somebody going into real estate, how important is confidence in real estate?
I would argue that confidence is probably the most important piece, because mindset is everything. And sometimes you gotta fake it. Fake the confidence if you don't have it, because eventually your brain's gonna actually just start believing it.
Uh-huh.
I was a golfer in high school. I love to golf. Golf is very mental. And you'd have one bad shot in golf, it could throw the rest of the game. And you just ruin every shot after. So having the mental toughness, if you will, the confidence, sometimes you just have to fake it. Uh-huh. Fake the confidence, and then eventually it will come. But confidence is key.
Where does the drunk monkey come in when it comes to confidence?
So we have this term at Keller Williams called your drunk monkey. And the drunk monkey is the monkey on your shoulder telling you all the things that you can't do, all the things that you shouldn't do. You're just gonna fail anyway. Well, we tell you that you should just tell that monkey to buzz off. Get out of here, monkey. The idea being is your mind is going to tell you, and is probably trained to say all the negative things, all the reasons why you shouldn't, all the things that you shouldn't do. Sometimes you just got to say, you know what? Stop. I'm just going to try it. I'm going to do it. I will succeed. Eventually you will, because you just start believing it anyway.
How do you make others believe in themselves? You're a leader. You're a leader. How do you move somebody? Somebody who's in a rut. Somebody, let's go even drastic. Somebody who says, you know what, Raquel, I appreciate your time as my leader, but I think I'm going to quit real estate. And you know darn well they have it in them to be successful. How do you move somebody as a leader?
Sometimes you have to believe in them if they don't believe in themselves. I want to enforce them that I have 100% total faith in them. I do believe in you. And I got to a period in my career when I wanted to quit. I really thought,
Really?
I don't know if this commission thing, this up and down career is for me. I don't know if I can take the uncertainty or instability. And actually, I went to my dad and I said, Dad, I don't know if I want to do this. And he said, why? Why would you quit now? You've put all this work in. You can do this. And he believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. So I think sometimes that we have to be the ones that they can borrow some of the faith that we have in them, and they have to take some of that with them. But if it weren't for that conversation that I had with my dad, where he believed in me, he also said to me in that conversation, you've gotten this far. You're this close. If you quit now, you're going to fail. But if you keep going, eventually you'll get to the other side.
So leaders need encouragement also.
Yes.
In this case, your dad sounds like a great guy.
Yeah.
Encourage you to keep on trucking.
I would not still be here today if it weren't for his encouragement.
How does it feel working with him?
It's amazing. I mean, it's something we kind of dreamed and talked about for years. Even when I was a kid, I would talk about it. So to be able to actually see that happen now and do it,
You guys talked about this when you were younger?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
a kid?
I mean, he's always been my business confidant. I've always looked to him as the person. He's done so many careers. He's taken risks, which is very brave in my opinion. Not many people are willing to always take the risk to stop their previous career and start something new. So I always knew that I could go to him and talk very openly and candidly about failure, success, business. So he's always been that person for me. We've always talked about those
He's
things.
made you a better person and he's made you a better realtor.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
When I was talking to your dad, he brought up AI. He seems to be a real techie kind of guy.
Yeah.
Right? Which is not me, but I'm trying to learn. Are you into technology and AI stuff?
Yeah, AI is a big topic right now in the industry and our brokerage. And I think I'm a millennial. I say that I'm very millennial forward. I don't shy away from it. So we come from just a very akin naturally to tech. We kind of were born with, the internet already there. Right. So I do have a natural affinity to it. But yeah, AI is a big topic. I think the fear with AI in our industry is they're going to replace us. Soon they're not going to need us realtors anymore.
Let me ask you a straight question.
Yeah.
Is it?
No.
Can it?
No.
Why not?
Certainly there's ways that AI is going to make things more efficient. And maybe it's going to take some of our tasks off of our plate. But at the end of the day, what AI isn't is a human. It's not going to be able to give the human experience, that trust and comfortability that a buyer or seller needs in making one of the biggest life decisions that they're going to make. AI is not going to be able to consult with you across the table as to where should I grow my family one day? Where should I sit across the table and break bread with my son, my daughter, my wife? AI can't do that. So it wants our trust, our opinion as another human as to what we should do.
So the human connection is definitely required in real estate.
I would argue the human connection is more important now than it ever has been because we are such a tech-enabled, society right now. I think that people are yearning for that connection. They're yearning for that human touch. So I think it's actually more important now because it's what's going to set you apart from everybody else that's relying on technology and AI to do the work for them.
Are you comfortable with technology?
I'd like to think so. Yeah, I'd like to think so. I do certainly use AI and technology. I don't shy away from it, but I also understand that I still am very much a needed part of the process.
Now, you being a millennial, you said it yourself.
Yes.
What's the most effective marketing tool nowadays?
Ironically, as we're speaking about AI, I think that you can use things like ChatGPT, Gemini to actually create a very efficient and planned out and specific and targeted marketing campaign. We used to have to really mull over and think about, okay, so what kind of postcard should we send next month? Or what kind of data do we need to put together? AI can do that in seconds for us. We don't have to sit there and think about it and talk about it.
This sounds pretty exciting and weird. So you could tell AI, make me a game plan and I'll draw you a game plan.
I'll give you an example. I purchased a home a couple months ago, and I want to, and I've been talking to my dad about, let's put a campaign together. This is a new community. I want to be the #1 realtor. I want to be the realtor that people associate with this neighborhood. It's a new neighborhood. There's no agent present. I want to be that realtor. I went to AI and I said, put together a farming or a postcard campaign that I can do over 12 months that targets people, lets them know I'm their neighbor, tells them that I'm the realtor in this area, shows them that I'm someone that's active in the community, highlights my dog, so it has that human element. Within seconds, it puts it together.
Wow.
I don't have to think about it.
But I'm assuming your clients are knowing that you're doing this.
I don't think you have to shy away or lie about the fact. In fact, I would let our agents or your client know I'm actually a tech or AI enabled agent, and this is all the things that I'm doing with AI, but these are all the things that I'm not doing and never would outsource to AI. I think it's important to tell them both.
And it's probably a given that everybody out there, a lot of people are using AI. So you saying you're an AI enabler means you're familiar with the AI world.
Absolutely. Tell your client, hey, I'm going to use AI to help put together the best marketing plan. But what I'm not going to use AI for is to negotiate the offer that comes in.
How do you feel about AI actors? I saw that on the news.
AI actors.
You didn't see that on the news?
Is that where it's a totally fake person?
Yeah. And they're going to be
well, that's a little scary.
Right? This is the things I'm thinking, like, oh my gosh, they're going to just take over. But for something like you said, it's necessary, it helps. But
sure.
The motto of the real estate, my real estate group back in the day was real people before real estate, and we meant it. We got to know that human connection. Mm-hmm. I want to know about my clients, what they need, what they feel, why this, and that before we got into real estate. Yeah. And you're right. I think your dad would agree that the human connection is crucial. Yeah. Making somebody feel comfortable. Yeah. You think that's important?
I think it's more important now than ever, and I don't think AI changes that.
Right, but how does Raquel make her clients feel comfortable?
So we're very big on making sure that they understand that this process is about them and their journey. I don't want to sit down for the first time at a listing appointment or a buyer's consultation and start just vomiting all the things that we've done, talking all about the Flower Group. This is our chance to get to know them. We use very consultative type questions, open-ended questions to really understand their big motivation, why it is that we're here today, what can we do to help you guys? That's what it's about. We're here to help service them and help them accomplish some goal or dream that they have.
Okay, now you said we. Let's talk about we, you and your father's team.
Yeah.
What makes the Flower Group better than any other real estate group or agent out there? What makes you guys special? What makes you guys like, we bring to the table this for our clients, and this is important to have when you're buying a house, when you're selling a house?
You know, I don't think there's any secret sauce. I don't claim to be better than any other agent that's out there. But what me and my dad bring is true and honest care for the client. We are here because we care about you. We want to make sure that we can do everything that we can to help you accomplish the bigger goal and bigger dream of whatever that might be. Maybe it's, I want to move into a larger home so I can have a multi-generational family living with me. Or maybe you need to sell because you're going to be investing and paying for your child's college. Those are the things that, we're a family, so we are here to help other families make sure that they can accomplish those goals and dreams. Right. That's really what it's about. I think you have to have a heart and a passion for the business and for the people, and ultimately that's what matters the most.
Does your team work off of passion for the industry?
Absolutely. Yeah. We're both very passionate.
Yeah. My father once shared with me, and he does it to this day. He's 86 years old, and he's all there. He still drives.
Wow.
I admire him. He was a businessman himself, and he always tells me, "Don't forget, son." He says, "Humility opens doors, and arrogance will close them." I'm always interested as to how others feel of that quote. What do you think about that?
That's incredible. Yeah. I think that's absolutely true. Yeah. We're not here for us. We're here for the client, for the consumer.
That's great. Why do you feel that?
I think I feel that because, again, I understand the significance of a home. Shelter is one of the basic human needs that we have. And it's such an important aspect and facet to people's lives, and just to be an integral part in helping them get their home and get the shelter, you're a part of something so much bigger in someone's life. It's really about them and helping them achieve that goal.
Now, speaking of them, if you're showing properties to a $5 million buyer compared to showing properties to a $250,000 buyer, now I'm sure I know what your answer is going to be, but how important is it to treat them the same, even though one's going to gain you a huge paycheck and the other not so huge?
But they are the same. You know, it doesn't matter what the paycheck is at the end of it. The process does not change. The emotions don't change. The people that are buying the $5 million house have just as much fear and anxiety and hesitation as the person buying the $250,000 house. The emotions don't change.
I like that. The emotions don't change.
Our process doesn't change. The way we treat them doesn't change because we're all the same. The emotions are still the same there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic answer. I'm going to close up with this, and I'm going to read it so I don't screw this one up. You work with your dad, and I think that's so cool. That's so cool. So here it goes. If you could give one piece of advice as a father-daughter team to anyone thinking of starting a business together, what would it be?
Don't forget your father-daughter first, but do it is the second one.
Thank you for being here. I think that's a fantastic way to close this deal. If somebody wants to reach out to you, they can reach you at?
My phone number is 949-528-7868.
And if they want to join your brokerage, they can call you at that number.
They can.
If they want any more information for that brokerage, they can contact you. Thanks again for being here.
Yes, thank you.